Welcome back to another Let's Play Sim Settlements 2. So far, we've acquired Sanctuary, Red Rocket, Sunshine Tidings, Starlight Drive-In, and Abernathy Farms. And the only settlement that we don't have a city plan in at the moment is Red Rocket. So I'm going to hold on that one until Abernathy Farm at least gets level 1 built. We could stress the system out a little bit. We can stress the whole scripting system out by throwing Red Rocket in. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. That's what this is to kind of test it. And then what we're going to do, we are back at nighttime. We're ready to make the next run, which is going to be on 10 Pines Bluff, which I'm sure they're going to send us to Corvega. We are at nighttime. I did make some impact grenades, so hopefully that will give me a slight advantage. I need to build up some ammo in my battle rifle. That's definitely going to let me hit harder, so it won't take as many shots to take down a big pack of ghouls. But given the fact that I am under level 13, where it starts to get easier at about, using the way that I've got the game modded, it starts to get easier about in the 20s, usually the lower 20s, and definitely when you're up to 41, you can pretty well cakewalk just about anything. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I love that flicker. That is due to, I'm hoping, you know, if and when Bethesda ever improves their graphic engine, that it's going to behave a little bit better.
I need to be alone right now.
And I think I've only had one problem where it seemed like Reshade had an issue hooking into the game. Okay, and that definitely resulted in a crash. And those are really, really rare. It looked like it was trying to, it looks like it had just hooked, and yeah, it went south. Okay, let's see where we are. So, we're going to go over here to Red Rocket, and I think Abernathy is still building up. I do believe I've seen a few messages prior where Abernathy is still working on building up. Let me check one thing real quick. Abernathy is still working on building up the city plan. There we go. Yeah, Bethesda is really funny. If you try to, I'm actually using full screen, so when I toggle out and toggle back in, sometimes it takes, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it wants to go in and out. It's really, really odd. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and drop a city planner's desk here. Let's go ahead and do that. And let's get this city plan in motion. And we're going to really, and I was thinking about this, and the reason I want to go ahead and do this is eventually we're going to have enough settlements, and they're going, when they upgrade, that upgrading process is going to overlap. It's definitely going to overlap. And when it does, it's going to need to handle that multi-threaded overlapping in such a way as to not cause an issue. Okay. I kind of like this settlement. This is a really neat settlement. It's a small area, it's tight, fairly level ground. I had done one of my transfer settlements one of my settlements that I designed, and I saved it using transfer settlements. I really like the layout. You've got some nice vertical build space on top. You got vertical build space around. I don't know why it loves putting. I don't know why it likes to put a storm every time I don't know. It's odd. Every time I do that, it always rains, which is it's weird. But it is actually one of my favorite. You know, as far as design goes, one of my favorite settlements. All right, we should pop in here in a second. There we go. Okay, so this dropped me way out over here. So let's go back and take a look. That's interesting. Alright. We are ranged. We do have our battle rifle. Okay. Let's get back in here. Okay, so we're going to 10 Pines. So what we're going to do is I'm going to run through Concord, and then we're going to run through the area just before the quarry. And we're going to hook a right, head up towards Starlight Drive-In, and then we're going to cut across to the other quarry, I think is what we're going to do. Or we could take the quarry down. We could do that. That would probably be the fastest. So hopefully I'm a little more prepared for ghouls when they pop up. One can only hope. It does get easier as I level up, but towards the beginning it's definitely a challenge. And like I say, unleveled Commonwealth, there's no telling what you'll get. Now, the ghouls I thought were a little bit spongy, but since I was aiming for the biggest, center mass, the biggest target. Now, I wonder if we can take these guys out now. We're going to see. Yeah, let's see what we can do. Okay, this is probably a very, very bad idea here. But let's see. Do we have let's see what happens. God! Well, okay, that definitely did it. Okay, well, perfect. Absolutely perfect. That definitely took those guys out. Probably never saw what was coming. Alright, let me go ahead and let's do a long save here.
Workshop framework entries detected.
Let's get a hard save in here. He's definitely not. Paratrooper rifle. I don't think I'm going to need that. That's pretty heavy. Let's see. I don't want that. Comic fan outfit. I will take the leather. I think we're probably good on the test for right now. Yeah, we're going to... Wow, this really wigged out. Okay, I think... I know there is a... I'll take that. I know there is a... there is a definite glitch that happens with the wind, and I believe we just saw it glitch out. I think I heard the, I want to say that I heard the... Okay. Oh man, you know what? Yeah, the wind definitely spazzed out. Alright, let's see. I'll take whatever this guy's got. Won't have to worry too much about... I won't have to worry too much about armor at this point. I do have some armor to test out equipped settlers when I need to use it. Alright, so we got a dust storm coming in. Okay, that must be the problem. I'm not surprised this thing doesn't blow up in my face. Like, literally, there's another explosion as I'm running away. A paratrooper rifle. Yeah, that's too heavy. I'm not sure what that is exactly. Okay, so let's do a quick save here. What do we got here? Okay, something took him out. I think there was one right here. Okay, Rust Devil there. Wait, isn't there a... Yeah, there's a juvenile crab. We don't want to trigger him if I can help it. Let's see. Up too late. We did trigger him. Alright, so in that case, let's just go ahead and get away from him. And get ready to let him just kind of run around. Here we go. I think that's Dreth over there. So what we need to do is go up here. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, so that's taking us right up to Starlight Drive, and that's where we need to be. Let me do a real quick save here. And then we're going to cut across going towards Ten Pines Bluff. And this will allow us to clear out the quarry and hopefully pick up a little bit more ammo in the process. Let's see how these guys are doing. Okay, there's some people over there. All right, let's hop up on this railroad track. This dust storm makes it really difficult to see. All right, down we go. Let's see what we have. All right, I know we got one there. We have one here. Got a little bitty one. See, this weapon does much more damage. It makes it just a tad bit easier to survive encounters. It makes it a little more fun and less frustrating. And then once I get my ammo built up, I can afford to be a little less conservative.
New location discovered.
God, that is a little tiny one. See, there, that's the impact grenade. So instead of letting it bounce, it literally, it allows me to throw something that will immediately eliminate whatever the threat is at the moment. And that's going to come in handy much better when dealing with a lot of feral ghouls, in case they happen to come in a pack. That was usually my best strategy for dealing with these things. Okay. Electrovine converted. I've never crafted anything with Midnight Sun. I'm not even sure what it does. Let's see. Okay, that guy must have been... There was a... Never knew that there was a barrel here that has chems. Wow. I've never... In all the time that I've played this, I have never noticed that. I've been in this railway car before, but I have never noticed that. Okay. It looks like compliments of True Storms. We have a dust storm. I wish True Storms was like... I mean, I wish True Storms was a lot like Knack. Or Knack X. I wish it was a lot like that, because that allowed me to kind of ban certain weather types. And the nice thing about banning certain weather types The nice thing about banning certain weather types is it it would prevent something like this from showing up, or better yet, I think it would have been more immersive if that particular weather type was put in, let's say certain areas, certain locations. So a dust storm can only appear in this location. I don't know what that location would be, but I would assume it would be something a little drier than here. Alright, let's see what we got. I'll take that, gold watch, pre-war money. We might be able to use that high-capacity combat rifle. Now what I could do is I literally could take some of the... Since I am using unleveled Commonwealth, what I could do is take some of the weapons, strip the gear off of them, strip the mods off, and then put the mods on other weapons. Put the mods on the same type of weapon, but something that may have a little bit more utility than what I'm currently using. I see a building over here. Let's see, I see a house over there. I wonder if that's part of Atomic World. Where'd it go? There it is. I wonder if that's Atomic World. Let's go check this out. Definitely can't get in the building, that's for sure. Okay. It's a farm of some kind. I'll take the Quantum. Don't need the smokes. Alright, let's get back on the railroad track and let's keep working our way to Tin Pines here. We're almost there. Now the odds are the ghoul pack will strike somewhere around 10 Pines. That would be my guess. It is random, but I was also thinking that a way to, I don't want to say emulate or to fake difficulty, would be to look at certain events, wait until certain events trigger, such as open inventory. What is that?
Entering killing mode.
Such as open inventory, or looting, fast travel, things like that, and then use that as a triggering mechanism to say, okay, on these events, in other words, whatever event tells us that the player is busy, they're occupied, then we're going to have a random chance
New location discovered.
that we'll have a random chance that we are going to spawn and attack. Let's see. Let's try this.
Huh?
Okay, she doesn't have much to say. Let's see. How about this guy?
Huh?
Is he a settler? Cannot use this at this moment. What does her... Okay, it's got to be this dude.
Hope you ain't one of them synths here to spy on me.
Alright, so do we even have first step? Did we even get the quest? Oberland Station. Oh, he gave me the... Oh, okay,
Workshop framework entries
now this was
detected.
interesting because he almost always gives me this settlement here. So now we've got to make it to Oberland. So I'm going to need to... We're going to fast travel. We're going to take it... Well, we don't have to do that, I don't think. Alright, so here's what we got to do. I never even looked at that. Okay, so let's head back to... let's get down to the railroad track again. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go to Oberland Station. I don't know if he's going to send us to Corvega. And I've seen other places where people had posted and said, normally it sends you here, but instead it sent me here. I have not acquired Tin Pines, so I don't know what would have...
Entering killing mode.
I don't know what would have changed. I don't know why that's somehow different. I don't know why that would be different. But I have seen people say, wait a minute, it didn't send me to... Normally it sends me to 10 Pines. It did not. And you can see that I thought, okay, 10 Pines is where it's always going to send me. All right, so let's just kind of hoof it. We got to take out this dude right here.
Unit level increased.
Pig rat. Don't really need their hides. Hide is for leather, but I'm going to go ahead and grab that. What is that?
Entering killing mode.
Fox. Foxes are so cool. They always say they're a mix between a feline and a canine. They're very, 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 very interesting animals. There's nothing I need there. Already cleaned that out. I don't think there's anything up there I need. I'll take a quick look. But I don't believe there's anything... Let's do a quick save here. I don't think there's anything up there that I actually need in that tower. But we're going to double check. I'm pretty sure there's not a magazine up there. But we will make sure. We will double check just to make sure. Pretty sure there's nothing. Okay, yeah, there's nothing I'm really interested in. Okay, down we go. We've already looted all of this. So now what we have to do is follow the railroad track. That's going to be the ticket. Let's stay up here. Normally there's things that actually spawn. They're there. Okay, there is something there. Alright, so let's go this way and see if we can see what it is. What is that? A pack of wolves. One of the nice things about SKK's Loot 76, it doesn't really care how the NPCs were eliminated, just that the action could be tied to the player. Oh, there is something over in here, but I don't think it's anything I'm really gonna need. I think it's kind of like food or something. Nuka-Cola I might take. Alright, we're just kind of... I'm pretty sure I missed one or two items. But that's okay. We don't necessarily need it. But I do need to get back up on top of that. Let's do a quick save. I do need to get back up there. And that way we can take the long way to Oberland Station. Usually in Fallout 4, you can find things based on either how the roads are laid out or the railroad tracks. So you can generally follow one of those two things to take you to a new location. Okay, we've got a lot of stuff over there. And there is a really big bird over that way. I think that's Lexington. Let's go ahead and see if we can stealth past some of this. I don't think we need to, I might go this way. Let's go this way. And let's at least discover Lexington, if we haven't already done so. We need to take that bird out. That bird is just in the way. Okay, what did you... he got the other Thrasher. I think I already discovered Lexington. No, I haven't. Okay, alright, so let's get a discovery on Lexington, and then we will continue moving towards Oberland Station.
New location discovered.
What is that? Oh my god, if it's a raccoon, I'm pretty sure I've got rabies or something. Alright, let's see. We need to do a clean bandage. That'll get rid of our bleeding. I think we're good. I think we're good. I do have an SKK mod that puts factions at Red Rockets, but I have not. I haven't quite figured out exactly what I'm supposed to do with it yet, which is cool. So, and I know that's part. I mean, that's part of it. That's part of the design.
New location
That's an intentional
discovered.
design choice. Okay, so now we have either Lexington or Super Duper Mart. What do we have here? There's Lexington. All right, perfect. Oh, you know, wait. I think that was Super Duper, wasn't it? Yeah, good. We're good. All right, so now let's go ahead and continue moving towards Oberland Station. And we'll worry about all the ghouls later. I do have a mod in here that is called Worldwide Ghouls, and it basically puts ghouls intermittently throughout the Commonwealth, which is nice, because it fills a lot of the empty spaces up. It gives the player something to do. We haven't been attacked yet, but at least we're in the open, and there's plenty of places we can go if we're actually being pursued. Okay, we gotta go this way, because I think that's the direction we need to go. Is that a radroach? Whatever that is, that thing is massive. What is that?
Entering
Okay, yeah, that's
mode.
not happening. Okay, alright, so that's cool. Dog meat actually takes me to the area where kind of led me to the corpse. One of the things I thought would have been nice is if there was a you know how the corpses are kind of, they have a highlight shader on them. What would have been nice if not only do you have a highlight shader, but it literally puts a quest marker right above them. Okay, we've discovered that. That's fine. I think that's Atomic World. Let me grab these while I'm at it. Okay. Good enough. Let's get back on the railroad track here, so that way we can follow it straight to Oberland Station. We're in sneak mode here.
Entering killing mode.
Whoa! God. A vile tick has the equivalent of a boom bug. Alright, so let's do this. Let's do a blood bug steak and let that kind of slowly fill back up. Good golly, man. Okay. I saw it, but I didn't know what it was. It would have been better to take out that creature first, and then we would have more of a long distance shot. We would have more time to deal with the blood bug. Alright, let's see. Let's get through the bunker. Okay. It feels like it's time. It really feels like it's time for the ghouls. Alright, we know there's no E in it. It could be that one. Could be that one. It's definitely not that one. Okay, so it doesn't have an N, doesn't have an N, doesn't have the E, doesn't have a B. Oh man, we are running out of choices here.
Nice.
Alright, I think this is just going to give me...
Hell yeah.
Give me some ammo. Alright, throat's getting dry here. Alright, let's get back onto the railroad track, which I think is this way? Isn't this the railroad track? Let's take a look. Oops, going the wrong way. What was that? Okay. Alright, we've got to go this way. You know, it's funny, whenever I play games, I always go the opposite direction. It's really strange. You would think that you know, I would be like, okay, I'm constantly going in the wrong direction. I'm gonna do just the opposite, but I don't. And even the few times I decide to go the opposite, it's the opposite of the opposite. It's really, really funny. All right, let's see. I think we can open this. Isn't this one we can open? Yes, it is. All right, let's see what we have of any value. Okay, let's keep looking here. Alright, well, we do have rail cars. Nighttime, it really makes it hard to see where we're at, but I've seen some bodies over there, and I'm wondering what took them out. I think those must be the dogs. What is that?
Entering killing
Possum,
mode.
I'm not worried about him. I think there's a
Entering
dog
killing
up
mode.
here somewhere. And that's what killed these guys.
Entering killing mode.
There's a raider. There, they're coming back this way. It's a little pack of dogs. They're definitely coming back. Let's see if we can keep dog meat from pulling the whole schmack.
Entering killing
Okay,
mode.
there's more than one raider here. Yeah, see, the battle rifle makes it just a little bit easier. Oh man, out of ammo. I have manual reload, so there's no way I can... with manual reload, it doesn't auto-reload. I have to manually do it, and I wasn't paying attention to my clip size. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead. We're going to need ammo. This is kind of more like ammo farming on the way, to make sure we have enough. So if we have to really do a burst, then we will have enough. We won't run out. Don't really care about that. Let's just stack up on ammo. I'm not so much interested in the combat armor. There is a lot of radiation there. Let's see if I can bring him in. Come on, a little bit closer, closer. Okay, farm some ammo. We're gonna avoid the radiation here. We're gonna go up this direction and completely avoid that railroad car. One of the interesting things about Advanced Need 76, if I acquire radiation and I use Radaway actually lowers my immune system, which makes it easier to get diseases. You can get bed bugs from sleeping in unclean beds. So any bed outside of a settlement might be considered an unclean mattress. No telling who slept on it in a way. Let's go ahead and discover this location. And then there's other diseases. You saw where I had a reduced immunity because I had a disease, which was, yeah, we don't have to kill that
New
thing.
location
Okay,
discovered.
good. We got that. We'll get that on our map. And I need a way to... I need antibiotics. I can't make them yet. At least I don't think I can. I'll have to take a look and see if it's like a medic level 2 perk. And see. Okay. Normally we would take out the stag, because the stag is the one thing that will constantly... It'll definitely attack us, where the does don't necessarily attack. Okay, what just hit me? Okay, that's what I was waiting for right there. Okay, unfortunately, I think we are out of clean bandages. Okay, so now at least we're going to have
New
some
mission
help
objective received.
when these ghouls attack. What are those?
Entering
Red rabbits,
killing
really.
mode.
These things are not kind of harmless. Okay, so now
New
we're going to
mission
have a
objective
little bit
received.
of assistance here. Sometimes they'll come up right behind me. All right. That went much better. However, sometimes when you think there are no more ghouls, there are lots more ghouls. I wonder if crops can be damaged if the settlement is not in a, you know, it's not a settlement that you have ownership of. I've never really taken time to notice that. I think I used up my last bandage. Okay. That might be bad depending on how bad we bleed out. We do need to stop over here. Oberland is next, but we need to stop over here. There is a magazine over here I need to pick up. That comes with Life Finds a Way. It's too bright. Don't need the combat shotgun. But what I do need is this.
Excellent.
And I need this for part of the collection. I'll grab the antifreeze, buff out. Okay, I think that's about all I want to get there. Let's quick save it. Alright, now let's get to Oberland. I'm probably going to have to split this stream up into a couple streams to keep it small. It'll probably take me a little bit. It'll probably take me some time to clear out Corvega. That's going to probably be a stream in and of itself. Good, I've got approaching 500 ammo. Now, if you know, if anyone is actually interested, okay, this is let's see if we can take this guy. If anyone's interested in the SKK 76 loot, which I recommend it, you do not have to. It's an option. The ammo dropping. The ammo that drops is based on whatever current weapon you're using. And that is not on by default. So it doesn't drop ammo by default. It only drops ammo if you tell it to, and then you can configure how much ammo that you want to drop. So I've got it set to the max. So that way for me it's kind of like a looter shooter. I really liked, and I thought the design philosophy of, I think it was Halo Combat Evolved, was a very, very good idea. It kept the player engaged. The player mostly would spend time just attacking targets, and then they could grab the ammo. They could literally grab the ammo. God, that's a little tiny dude. You could literally shoot, grab the ammo, shoot, grab the ammo. It made an incredibly tight experience, an incredibly tight gaming loop, which is kind of like, okay, my character, which I guess was Master Chief at the time, is really just, he's just a beast, just a beast. He shoots aliens, and then everything the alien drops, he picks it up, and then he shoots them with their own weapons, and then he moves on to the next alien. So an absolute beast. And I think that was a really interesting game loop. I would love to see some different animations for the ghouls.
New location discovered.
I would love to see some better animations for ghouls. They're really, they skip. I'm not really sure when they're trying to adjust their positions when they're walking. I think what they wanted to do is make it look like they're dragging. It almost seems like the original animator, wanted to make it look like they're dragging their leg. They're just literally dragging their leg. But they're not really. Well, okay, let's say they are dragging their leg, but then they're trying to make the NPC, the ghoul, move really fast. Therefore, it speeds up dragging its leg. It's moving its leg really quickly, and that gives it this skipping animation, this kind of skip, kind of this skipping thing. Oh yeah, we're taking it. All right, let's get rid of that. And that way we can. And there's something there. What is that? An Alguai? Okay, it just... Okay, Mr. Alguai, you just teleport. Yeah, I love the battle rifle. A disease outbreak has occurred in this settlement. Okay, I don't have a name. While infected disease settlers may be less efficient, and some have a chance to spread the disease of others in this settlement. Which settlement? Diseases are introduced gradually with only very mild ones. Diseases last just a few days. If mild but more severe, you encounter may last weeks. If left untreated, and the extremely severe may even kill over time. You can find disease cures available for sale at many doctors and clinics. Trading these to your settlers who are showing symptoms should cure them immediately. Once the settler recovers or is cured, they can't be reinfected by that disease. Okay, I have no idea which settlement has the disease. What are they talking about? I don't know if this will tell me which one. Okay, alright. So, I don't know. And that's not good. Okay, so... It did not give me the name of the settlement, at least not that I saw. I'll have to go back and take a look at the video and see. Alright. Alright, let's talk to this settler, and hopefully it'll send me to Corvega. Alright, let's talk to this guy. I don't want to rip him off.
Hey there.
What do you want? We don't need any more trouble around here.
Didn't you ask the Minutemen for help?
You're with the Minutemen? I
Well,
didn't really think you
kind
fellas
of.
still
Not
existed.
necessarily.
We sent word with one of them passing traders, but honestly, I never expected anything to come of it. Most people don't put much stock in the Minutemen these days after Quincy. Bad business, that.
We're rebuilding the Minutemen from the ground up. We're the good guys again.
Glad to hear it. No question that things have been worse since the Minutemen fell to pieces. There's a raider gang that's been giving us trouble for weeks. Stealing food and supplies, threatening to kill us all if we don't pony up. We know where they're coming from, but we can't go up against a gang like that.
Good, Corvega Assembly.
Don't worry. I'll take care of those raiders for you.
Thanks, friend. If you folks are for real this time, it'd be a welcome change for the better.
Okay, alright. Clearly... Oh, man. Okay, so clearly I've got a disease outbreak that I probably need to take a look at. I don't have access to any doctors. There's no doctor that I know of. So I think what I'm going to have to do is make a run on Diamond City and maybe get to a doctor there rather than trying to rely on a random doctor showing up. Okay, so now we need to make it to Corvega. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double back to Corvega, and from there we will go ahead and end this particular stream, and then we will start a new stream at Corvega, because that's going to take a while. And plus, I need to. I'm gonna during the downtime, I need to locate which settlement actually has the disease, and we'll need to fix that. Okay, so let's go back up this way. Let's run back up the railroad track, and give me 1 second, and I will be right back. Alright, now let's get up to Corvega. I could go ahead and just fast travel, and I won't mess with the deer. I don't really need, I'm not going to go on a killing spree. I did see a mod that literally would be like, you know, something like from Mortal Kombat or something, or maybe from Modern Warfare, would be like double kill, triple kill, killing spree, you know, those kind of things. I haven't looked at that. I've never put something like that in my game, so I don't know how well it's going to gel with the other mods. So, and so far as crashes go, we have a holstered weapons crash, which I do get intermittently. The mod author is looking at that. And I did get some really random crash before the game even loaded. It seems like right after it reshaded hooked into the game engine, it was a crash right after that. So that could simply be a race condition that under normal situations turns out okay, but okay, what is this? I see him. But in that particular instance, not so much.
Unit level increased.
Yeah, one of the side effects of unleveled Commonwealth is you will level up much faster because you're dealing with much higher level enemies. Okay, let's see. Where are we? Let's take a look. All right, we're heading right straight into Lexington, which is that way. I'm going to have to clear the outside of the Corvega plant. I'm definitely going to have to do that. That's going to take me some time. I might be able to stealth into the top part of it, and then once I'm in the top part of it, I might be able to... Let's see if we can take these guys out. Don't worry, little buddy. You're not on my radar. Well, apparently dog meat just couldn't handle it. You know, you see how the combat music kicked in? I would have rather have seen when the first shot hit. When the actual first shot hit, you would see an intro, almost like a build-up, where you would hear a bass thing going, bada-bum, bada-bum. And then, if I'm still in combat, then start escalating into a full, kind of a full score, full kind of a chunk. Sounds like something just attacked something else. So therefore, if you only take a pot shot and nothing sees you, you know, if you actually get what you're shooting at and nothing sees you, then what you could do is literally just the music would end. There would be no need for the music to continue. All right, so we're gonna, you know what? While we're here, let's go ahead and do this. I have a feeling this is gonna go south. So let's see, because I'm gonna be in indoor location. So let me have a baseball grenade. That might work. I think that's a bad idea. Now that I think about it, I think a baseball grenade is an incredibly bad idea because I think it's going to cause this whole tunnel to detonate right on top of me. That's definitely going to be bad. So I think if I have a fragmentation grenade, here we go. I think that would be a better choice. Let's see. Okay, now we gotta run. That's why we have to run. Because the whole place is gonna go up. Alright, let's see. Yeah, that I believe I actually believe a baseball grenade would have, and let's go ahead and pick up our impact grenades. A baseball grenade would have blown up immediately, and I would have gotten caught in the blast radius. Okay, there's a neat little duster, a militia hat. I might go ahead and do like a cowboy, just like a cowboy or something. You know, kind of like one of those things where it's like, my name is John Wayne. Of course, that doesn't sound anything like John Wayne. Alright, let's see. Or even if an animator, whenever a person got done talking to somebody, had an animator go in and just have them do that, grabbing the bill of the hat and slide down kind of a salute, I think would be interesting. Kind of like they had like a silent, yes ma'am or something. Okay, this stuff is... Take that. Take that. Let's see. I think there's something over here, maybe. Or at least I thought. Here we go. Alright, I'll take that. And once I get to Corvega, that's when I'm going to go ahead and close this stream out. And I will schedule Corvega for tomorrow. And that way these streams don't get too large. Okay. I'd say we're done there. Out we go. We'll work our way to the Super Duper Mart. I think there's a couple raccoons up here. Definitely don't like getting bit by raccoons. Okay, so we're gonna take care of this pretty quick. What is that? That is a big raccoon. I don't have any more bandages, so I will probably need to stop by. Sanctuary and pick up some bandages. I don't think I can make it. I don't think I can jump down here safely. I don't think there's anything I can fall on. Alright. So let's go ahead and... As Supertramp might say, we'll take the long way home. Okay, what are you biting? What the... Where'd he come from? I do have random encounters installed, so that may be part of what's going on. I'm gonna leave those two guys up there for now, and I think
Entering killing mode.
what I'm gonna focus on is I think we're gonna do Super Duper Mart. Let's pick up some cash. I remember one time I played this and I had arbitration. I actually installed arbitration, and it put the detection to a ridiculous amount. And they were the guys up there were shooting fat mans at me. I even had at the oh my gosh, it was over there where the flamer guys are, the forged, and it was near that one building that had the forged in it, and I was being shot at from the gunners who were up on the bridge. And I mean, you literally could hear, you know, that, and once you hear it, you know, it's like you're dead. It's a fat man, you know. It's like, come on. I don't know. I guess it's funny. I guess in one way, watching, you know, putting players in situations that is so ridiculous that somehow it's funny. It's just I guess it's comedy relief. You know, in one way, kind of watching somebody thinking, oh my God, like I was here, and the dude was over there like at Corvega, and he was shooting mini nukes, because somehow he could see me all the way over here. It was absolutely insane. And I don't know what kind of strength, because I don't know what kind of mini nuke he's firing, but my mini nukes don't have that kind of range. So it even defied the weapon's ranged ability, which we're gonna do a hard save here, which was completely ludicrous. All right, let's see. Okay, we haven't had a bunch of ghouls yet, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to show up. We need to reload. Okay. To make sure we don't draw any more attention than necessary. Don't need a trophy hat. Okay, let's go this way. Let's see what we got in this direction. This is oddly thin as far as ghouls go. Normally there's a lot more in here. Please don't tell me I hit a car. Didn't I see one move this way? You know what, we're gonna go this way. We're gonna zigzag and see if we can keep moving. So if they do know where we are, we're going to force them to come to us. And that will give me time to see them coming. Like that one. I was thinking there was one back in here, but... Oh, you know what? There is a first aid kit over here. Okay, I'm hearing a beep. I've got this beep in the back of my mind, which usually means feral ghouls are hunting. If I'm closest to the front of the building, they're going to be in the building. So I'm
Got it.
definitely heading to the... I'm heading outdoors. I don't think SKK has the ability, the option to limit...
Bingo.
I don't think he has the option to limit feral attacks to a certain number within a given 24-hour period. I don't know if he does that automatically or if he actually... I've never seen an option for that. There's that little tiny... So I don't think he has that. And that might be something interesting knowing, okay, I've already gone through a couple attacks. I wouldn't limit it. I honestly wouldn't limit it to 1 attack per night. I think that's not enough. That reminds me of that. Water, water. Do you have any water? I do actually. Let's see. Let's go this way.
That's it.
I carried some just in case somebody needed a drink. Alright. Did I even hit him? I did not. I hit the table. Oh, you've got to love there. You've got to love there. You've got to love their clipping. Okay, let's see. I don't want a focused laser musket, militia hat. I think I already got him. I need to get this. I need to get out of here as soon as I can because I'm pretty sure the longer I stay in here, the higher the probability I am going to encounter. I am going to encounter a pack of feral ghouls. Oh, good, I got a bandage. Perfect. Alright, I'll take that. Okay, let's go. Let's skedaddle this way. Get back into stealth mode. Quick save it. I've got 2 more to my right. I can see them. I just don't know if they're in this room. No, they're not in the room. Okay. They probably just spawned in. See, I've got one that way. At least according to the radar. Which puts them back in that other room. Might need to craft some antibiotics. Maybe we need an antiseptic that might work. I figure if we're going to go looting something, if we're going to visit some place, enemies have a harder time while sneaking and not moving. Maybe. Let's see. That chameleon effect really seems to jank up. That chameleon effect really... Whoa, where'd he come from? I see one right there. That chameleon effect really janks up being able to see your Pip-Boy. Okay. Now, so far, so good. But we know how that goes. I've got one behind me moving away. Let's see if I can get in here and get this before he sees me.
Sweet.
I've got another one coming in. walked up and just jolly smacked me. I've got one over there somewhere. Alright, where are you? Oh, he must be in there. Okay, I'd say he's in here somewhere.
Sweet.
He says he's this way. I don't see him. Unless he's in this room over here. There he is. Man, he got so upset. He was so upset he was getting shot that he started smacking air. Alright, what do we got? I will take that.
Nice.
Okay, I'll take that. And then we'll see if we can, once we get a little bit of, once we bump up our armor smithing, let's do a hard save here. Once we bump up our armor smithing, we will see if we can, double check, we will see if we can mod that a little bit. There's I seen something here. Where is it? There it is. Wait. Before we go that way, we need to go this way. I was going to say, Josh. I think Josh is over here somewhere. Let's switch modes
New
here.
mission objective.
Yeah, I changed the look of fusion core. I mean, fusion cores? Fusion cells. I'll take the duster. I'll take the hat. All right, Joshua. Take that. I'm gonna leave that alone for now. All right, there should have. I think it spawns more, right? Unless we already took them out. We're gonna go this way. Gonna hook a left. Go down out through the garage. Open the door. We'll open the door, and then that should put us moving towards Corvega. Well, that was fairly uneventful. The battle rifle does much better damage. It has much better damage. Okay, we're gonna... Okay, let's switch modes here. Alright, that way we can at least see what we're doing. There he is. Let's get a explosive box. Okay, we got that. This. Alright, there we go. Alright, Emma. Sorry about that. Looks like you didn't make it. Now, how much you want to bet there's going to be boom bugs outside this door? I think for some reason the mod author really loves boom bugs. Like, they love them. It's like, can't get enough of them. Let's see. Alright, what is boom bug gore pile? Alright, that was that. Okay. I'm not going to worry about those guys over there yet. Let's see if we can move our way towards... Is that a Mirelurk Queen?
Entering killing mode.
Brawler, huh? Whoa. More boom bugs. I'll tell ya. Are you serious? Who just shot me? Oh my god, what are these guys? Blood bug steak. Okay. Yeah, I can see them. Don't know what they are, but I can see them. Alright, let's see if we can figure out who these guys are without getting killed. Are you serious? Apparently they were alerted to my presence. Holy smoke. When did I... Oh my gosh, when did I last save this? When was this last saved? Okay. We're gonna have to get away from the car. Because I don't think they're smart enough to... I'm gonna try to blow that car up. Alright, so if that's the case, we're going to have to take the long way around. I really didn't want to have to take on those guys yet, but apparently they're going to force my hand, and I'm not going to have any choice. So, let's go this way and swing around there. There's, you know what? We got incoming ghouls. So, and there they are. There is our Wonder Band. Alright, so let's go ahead and see if we can take out biggest chunk of the pack. Okay, we've taken that out. That should bring in more of them. And I gotta love those impact grenades. It blew them up in the air. That's funny. See, impact grenades make it much, much easier. That is so much... That was so much easier because, therefore, you can directly target... Okay, am I in pain? Moderate pain. I don't have any aspirin. I do have antibiotics now, thank goodness, but I don't have aspirin. So that's not going to help. Okay, so let's ammo farm for a minute. In an outdoor environment, it's much easier to deal with an unleveled ghoul pack, especially if you have something like impact grenades to help. It makes a huge, huge difference. Okay, all right. Let's do a hard save. And now let's go take care of the raiders.
Workshop framework entries detected.
And then aim for Corvega. I don't think there's anything there. Yes, I know I'm in pain, but I think I needed mentats. I think I actually needed mentats to brew, or I think brew is probably the right term. some aspirin. Concoct is a word, brew is a word. Those are not the words I'm looking for. But be able to engineer, that's not the word I'm looking for. Develop, that's definitely not it. And some aspirin. Okay. So let's see if we can take these raiders out. Yeah, there's no way I'm going back down that way. That's a no-no. That's a not happening. Alright, so what posed the biggest problem? Okay, I see them up there. I can see them. Let's do a hard save here. And let's switch over to a hunting rifle. Oops. I think I completely missed that guy. I did. Did I cripple him? I think I got him that time. Okay, so that we took care of those guys. At least we know that much is taken care of. Now we need to deal with this. Somebody shot me from up there. I don't know who shot me from up there. Alright, so now we need to take care of the machine guns. That was the turret that was just blindsiding everything. Don't even think about it. Okay, I think I took care of the machine gun turrets. I don't really use Jet. I don't think I've ever had a playthrough where I use Jet. I collect it and then I sell it. I don't know if I can use it to make something else. Like maybe make a stronger chemical. You know, make a stronger chem. And then, then sell it. Use that to make some kind of profit, I guess. If I wanted to play that kind of, that style of a game. But I'm usually okay. Usually it's perfectly fine. I don't need anything like, I'll go and grab that. I don't need anything like that. Alright, so now we need to get back on top. Yeah. I'll loot the bodies on the very top. And then we should be geared up to head towards Corvega. And the plan for that is, at least what I found out to be, instead of a frontal assault, sometimes the best thing to do is to climb up that bridge, or that roadway. And there's some other NPCs up there as well. That's put in by various mods. I'm going to climb up that roadway. I'm going to secure it. We're going to climb up it. And I'm going to take that machine gun. I'm going to climb up that roadway. We're going to secure it. And then from there, we will approach Corvega. So let me get to that point. And then we will save that for our next escapade. There is a flag there. Okay, let's see what... Quick saves sometimes take longer than really what they should. Alright, let's see. Not sure what that is. I don't know if that's vanilla. I want to say that's a mod of some kind. Okay, let's see where we're going here. I want to head this way and get to where we can get up on that roadway. There's a lot of ghouls. Man, that is pain. It's interesting trying to guess which direction. That little dude, that little guy's putting up a fight. Okay, I don't want that. Yeah, love my battle rifle. Usually can't wait till it drops. I believe there is a... That's not a body, I don't think. I think that's just... Yeah, that's just specular lighting. Okay, alright. We're almost to our stopping point. Base of the bridge is where we are going to go ahead and stop this stream. And we will pick it up from there. Be a nice place to completely snipe out. You know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and stop here because I think what I want to do is I want to try to snipe some of these guys out. So we'll switch over to our hunting rifle. And we will close this stream out for now. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Because this is going to take a while to clear the Corvega factory and to get back to Oberland Station to drop this off. So let's let the save. I have noticed that the more scripts that are running, the longer saves take. And it depends on if scripts are actually running. Alright, so let's do one more hard... Oh, I don't want to do a load. Don't want to do a load. Let's do one more hard save and we're good. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and close this stream out and I will pick this back up on the next Let's Play Sim Settlements 2.